Once, in a quiet little village, there lived an old woman. She was known by everyone for her kind heart and gentle smile. Whether it was a bright morning or a stormy day, she always looked peaceful. People often came to her to share their worries or to ask for advice. Her words were few, but they always brought comfort. One afternoon, a young woman came to visit her. Her eyes were tired, and she looked as if she had been crying. She sat down beside the old woman and said softly, "Grandmother, how are you always happy? No matter what happens, you never look sad. Don't you ever feel bad when things go wrong?" The old woman smiled and poured her a cup of warm tea. "My dear," she said, "happiness does not come from what happens around us. It comes from what we carry inside." The young woman frowned. "I don't understand," she said. "When bad things happen, how can anyone stay happy?" The old woman looked at the small oil lamp beside her. Its flame danced gently in the breeze. "Let me tell you something," she said quietly. "When I was young, I had a husband and children. We were poor, but we were happy. Our house was small, but it was full of laughter and love." She paused for a moment, her eyes soft with memory. "One day, my husband fell sick. We tried everything we could, but we had no money for proper treatment. Days passed and his health grew worse. When he finally left this world, I thought my heart would break. I cried for many days and nights. I felt there was no light left in my life." The young woman listened in silence, her eyes wide with sadness. The old woman continued, "After some time I realized something. Crying would not bring him back. My children still needed me. They needed my love, my strength. So I wiped my tears and decided to live again. Slowly I began to understand. Life always gives us good and bad days. We cannot stop the storms, but we can choose how to face them." She reached out and touched the little lamp. "Every morning," she said, "I'll light this flame, and I tell myself, this is a new day. I will find one reason to smile. Some days, that reason is small. Maybe the sun shining through the window, or the sound of a bird singing outside, or a kind word from a neighbor. But there is always something good, if we look for it." The young woman was quiet for a while. Then she asked softly, "But what if something truly bad happens again? How can a person still stay happy then?" The old woman nodded slowly. "It's not easy," she said gently. "When pain comes, we feel it, and that's all right. But I remind myself that nothing lasts forever. Good times go, and so do bad ones. When something painful happens, I try to see what I still have: my health, my friends, my memories, or simply the gift of being alive. Happiness is a choice, my dear. We can look at the dark side and feel sad, or we can look at the light and feel thankful." The young woman watched the lamp flame again. It flickered softly, but it never went out. She looked at the old woman's calm face and finally smiled. "Thank you," she whispered. "I think I understand now." That night, when she returned home, she found a small oil lamp in her room. She lit it carefully and whispered the same words the old woman had said. "This is a new day. I will find one reason to smile." At first, the reasons were small. The morning breeze, the laughter of children outside, the smell of fresh bread. But soon, her heart began to change. Even when life felt heavy, she remembered the old woman's words. And as days passed, she noticed something. The light inside her never went out. In time, others in the village saw the change in her. They too began to ask how she stayed so peaceful, and she would smile, just like the old woman once did, and say, "Happiness does not come from the world around us. It begins inside our hearts." And so, a small flame of peace spread quietly through the whole village, all because one old woman had kept her lamp burning and her heart full of light.